The candidate's close family members are not watching in New England or in Texas, but from here in the west of Kenya. Saeed Obama is the presidential hopeful's uncle. He's been watching his famous nephew's progress from the town of Kisumu. Another Obama still living in the village is Barack's grandmother, known as Mama Sarah. Senator Obama has been back only a few times. Even so, there's a strong attachment between the two of them.
Barack enyati dalani. Barack enyati dalani. Barack enyati dalani. Katamu supenjonge mana katama enokono. Owacho na dani adhi tadhi yo timo dwaro kome duo. Onyisa.
Education was a gateway of opportunity for me. Let's face it, a mixed kid from Hawaii, born to a single mom, is not likely to become president of the United States. But in America, it can happen because of education, because somebody gave me opportunity.
Barack has led by example. When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya.
Well, I made an amazing discovery the other day. Remember, right after Obama came out with his new birth certificate, Savannah Guthrie went on TV.
She said she had felt the seal.
Bragged about it. She was able to handle it. She could feel the seal.
She's lying.
Well, she took a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
She posted it on her personal, well, it's not a personal webs page, but it's a site called Lockers.
Okay.
Right, it's kind of like Photo Bucket, where she can just post personal pictures she's taken. Well, she posted a picture of the birth certificate there. If you take that and you blow it up, it's a bit out of focus, so you can't blow it up real big. But on box 7C, where they ask city and state or foreign country of birth, it says Honolulu, Hawaii. Hawaii is spelled Huwaii.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
I like this guy a lot, by the way. I should say we know him. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I would urge you to do. We initially put that picture up of Barack Obama sitting on the park bench with Toot and Gramps. And it was clear to everyone it was a Photoshop picture. It was put out by his campaign. So now this man has found, I know exactly who this guy is, he's found a real picture. And you can see what they've done. You can see it at KHOW.com. Now he says he's got something else. Doesn't shock me at all. We'll listen to him right after this on KHOW Radio. Traffic time. Before the hour, 6:30 KHOW Tuesday morning. Good morning, 26th of June. 103 will be the high today. 703 Ed Klein, the amateur. This is one of our investigators who has done excellent work. He lives out of state. I believe he's in Massachusetts. I think I know I'm right, but no last names. The video is now up. Savannah Guthrie. Joe, if you would, tell the audience what they will see.
Yeah, if it was Obama born in Hawaii, Huwaii.
This is amazing, you guys. Now, again, I want everybody to know, Savannah Guthrie, who was the only media person I know who said she actually touched it, right?
Yeah, she said she handled it, she could feel the seal, it's real, and that, everybody's wrong, just like they said with the short form of Barack Obama was born in Hawaii. Now, she's an attorney. She took a picture of this, she didn't even bother to read it, didn't notice that it was misspelled. And then I've also found out, I was telling Greg, that Huawei, Huwai, is the name of a city on the island of Maluku in Indonesia.
Yes, Indonesia.
As a boy, I spent several years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn.
Remember when there was a story in Vanity Fair, and this is why it's so confusing. The Vanity Fair people said that he was born in Indonesia. Remember that old story? He was born in Indonesia. And everyone, God knows where this guy was born. And now this Huwai, the guy, whoever it is, spells like me, but then you think that's actually a real spelling.
Well, yeah. Well, it's spelled with one I.
Yeah.
For the name of the town in Indonesia, but and from what I gather, it's been renamed to Tenggara or something like that now.
I'm sorry, sir, but it doesn't matter. The fact that this birth certificate that Savannah Guthrie proclaimed, it's like the short form that says father's race, and it says African. African's not a race.
Yeah, and it was not suitable for the federal guidelines to use that at the time either. It should have said black or Negro.
In 2008, my slogan was, "Yes, we can." In 2013, my slogan was, "Control, Alt, Delete."
Absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Make you say. Make you say. Make you say.
Let me express my thanks to the historic slate of candidates who accompanied me on this journey. Let me express self-scandal. A wonderful story. An American won the Boston Marathon for the first time in 30 years. Which was inspiring and only fair since a Kenyan has been president for the last 6.
As you know, on April 27th, 2011, Barack Obama released his long-form birth certificate. This is a copy of the correspondence sent to him from the Director of Health in Hawaii, Loretta J. Fuddy, addressed to the Honorable Barack Obama. Note in the third paragraph, it says, "Enclosed, please find 2 certified copies of your original certificate of live birth. I have witnessed the copying of the certificate and attest to the authenticity of these copies." Well, something happened along the way, because we have 3 different versions of Obama's long-form certificate of live birth, and every single one of them is different. They all can't be true copies of his original long-form certificate of live birth. We were led to believe that this was the original document, bound in a book, kept in a file cabinet in the Hawaii Department of Health, and that they put this on a flatbed scanner somehow, masked out the binder, photocopied it, added these stamps, and sent 2 copies to the White House. There are 3 different editions of this that have been released to the public, and they are all different. This is the Associated Press's version of Barack Obama's long-form birth certificate, and I'm just going to look at the serial numbers of each release that has been made to the public. As I've noted in an earlier video, these numbers outlined and filled in by hand. I want you to notice here there's a little block in the corner of the middle there, another one opposite there. I believe that originally these numbers might have been stamped with a number stamp that was composed of 2 halves with just a space right down the middle. The 0 probably had 2 halves with a gap in the center too. And there's a reason I say that coming up. Notice though that this is a solid 6 all the way around. It's been filled in the middle there. Notice this 1. The corner of that 1 lines up with the middle of the first line of the M. This 1, the base of it, lines up with the 4. It's dropped down a little bit. The top is lined with these first 3 numbers, but the base of it is lower, and it lines up with the base of the 4. The 4 is dropped down, and then the 1, the final 1, is dropped lower. Also, as I've pointed out in other videos, look at this final 1. It's got a face on it. There's a little ear there that is actually a question mark. There's a little tear running down the cheek there. Drops of sweat dripping off from behind Barack Obama's ear, wondering if we're going to buy this version of the birth certificate or not. But again, remember the solid 6, the corner of the 1 lining up with the middle of the M, this base of the 1 lining up with the base of the 4, and then the final 1 being lower. Now here's the White House PDF version of Obama's long-form birth certificate. And again, notice the 6 is solid all the way through. The corner of the 1 lines up with the middle of the first line of the M. The base of the 1 lines up with the base of the 4, and then the 1 is lower. Also note how this 1 has been altered. I'm told this is on a different layer. They played with this to obliterate the question mark ear and the drops of sweat there. So this is different from the Associated Press version. You can't see the little man there anymore. You can see how they kind of went outside of the lines as they were filling it in, but it's still just a solid black. There's no grayscale here, except when you get to the final 1 being lighter. But again, the 1 lines up with the 4, and the 1 is lower. Solid 6, the 1 lines up with the middle of the M. Now you might recall that Savannah Guthrie bragged about how Obama allowed her to handle his long-form birth certificate, that she could feel the seal on it, and she photographed it. She made herself a useful idiot for Obama. This is the photograph that she took. I'm going to brighten this up a bit, and then I'll blow it up. Here's Savannah Guthrie's version of the serial number now. We'll note now the 6 has a gap in it, right down the middle. The corner of this 1 does not line up with the middle of the M anymore. It lines up with the left edge of the first line of the M. This 1 no longer lines up with the base of the 4. It's higher. So top and bottom of these first 3 numbers is in perfect alignment. The 4 drops down, and the 1 next to it, which should have been lower, is exactly equal with it. How could that have happened if Loretta Fuddy actually took an original birth certificate and just scanned it onto security paper? How could these numbers have moved? Here is the photograph that Savannah Guthrie took, overlaid on top of the White House server's PDF file copy. And again, we have a solid 6 on the top. We have a 6 with a line right down through the middle of it on the bottom. The 1 on the top lines up with the middle of the first line of the M. On the bottom, it lines up with the outside edge of the first line of the M. The top, the base of the 1 is lower than the first 3 numbers here, and it lines up with the 4. And then the 1 is
Ramadan Kareem. Assalamu alaikum. Many other Americans have Muslims in their families or have lived in a Muslim majority country. I know because I am one of them. But my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations of Muslims. As a boy, I spent several years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn. I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed. To the region where it was first revealed. Because I am one of them. Assalamu alaikum. You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith. Because I am one of them. Assalamu alaikum. As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also says, I am one of them. Assalamu alaikum. My Muslim faith. We will convey our deep appreciation for the Islamic faith, which has done so much over the centuries to shape the world.
Version of what they considered strict Sharia, or law according to Islam.
Assalamu alaikum. And when the first Muslim American was recently elected to Congress, he took the oath to defend our Constitution using the same Holy Quran, because I am one of them. My Muslim faith. Islam is not part of the problem in combating violent extremism.
There were floggings and execution of women on the streets of Kabul that had been filmed. And when these visuals reached the audiences outside, it brought out the horrific reality of what being an Afghan woman meant under the Taliban.
I also know civilization's debt to Islam. I would like to speak directly to the people and leaders of the Islamic Republic of Iran. My Muslim faith, because I am one of them. Their great and celebrated culture. Over many centuries, your art, your music, literature, and innovation have made the world a better and more beautiful place. We know that you are a great civilization, and your accomplishments have earned the respect of the United States and the Assalamu alaikum.
Everything was banned. Women were treated worse than livestock. Girls in Afghanistan between 1996 and 2001 were banned from studying, banned from working, banned from leaving house without a male chaperone, banned from showing any skin in public, banned from healthcare, banned from politics, banned from speaking out to an audience.
My Muslim faith.
Not sit back and wait for a savior. We don't need a Messiah.
Once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
America is no longer a Christian nation.